everybody and welcome back to another video. So today I am going to film my breastfeeding experience for you. I did a poll and this is what you voted for, so this is what I'm going to give you. So excuse me for looking down at my paper. I wrote down some questions that you have asked and I am going to give you the answers to those and my true experience of breastfeeding. I hope you enjoy this video and let me know what you think at the end. So firstly, how long did I breastfeed? So in total I breastfed for around 3 months, so 12 weeks. I exclusively breastfed for around 6. And then I introduced formula, which means that I was expressing my milk as well as adding formula, as well as feeding on my breasts as well. So the reason that I stopped exclusively breastfeeding was that Harry was a particularly hungry baby. If you know Harry, you will understand what I mean. So it just wasn't enough. I wasn't able to, I would have had to have him on me 24/7, which if you have done breastfeeding, you will know it is very, it's a big commitment to make. And I just felt that he wasn't getting what he needed just with my breast milk. So to make sure he was, I introduced formula as well. And I found this, he started sleeping better. He wasn't waking up as much, so I felt as a mum that that was the best thing to do. I knew he was getting the goodness from me as well as getting the extra, calories from the formula as well. The formula I started using was Aptamil, just normal Aptamil. We then started experiencing problems, with reflux and sickness. So after some investigation with that, we realised that Harry then had a cow's milk allergy, which I've spoke about before. And then we were put on from the paediatrician Aptamil still, but it's called Pepti-2 and it was a cow's milk allergy specified milk. When we introduced that, we realised that things were a lot better for Harry. He was, everything, his behaviour, his sleeping, everything seemed better. So then after the 12 weeks, after combination feeding, so I'd say he was breastfed and combination fed for around the first 4 to 5 months, and then exclusively, just onto the formula. So my experience of breastfeeding, so it's interesting, very good points, but also I will share the bits that I found difficult. The good points are obviously it's that bonding, they have to come to you for feeding, you get the extra cuddles, the extra time. Apart from that, I found it very demanding. I felt like in the end I wasn't spending any other time other than feeding, which I know obviously feeding is very, very important, but also I feel looking back that I didn't take much time to just concentrate on Harry and kind of cuddling and playing and doing anything other than feeding. I was just focused on I need to feed, I need to express, I need, and there's a lot of pressure put on you. I had the health visitor come and breastfeeding. I was feeling very, very pressured, as in, I was getting told breast is best, but really a fed baby is best. This is just my experience. If you can exclusively breastfeed and it really works for you for a long period of time, I salute you and praise you, because it is so much harder than people tell you. But I also feel like don't feel pressured into it. A fed baby is best. And for me, when I switched to adding formula, things just clicked into place and I had a lot more time to spend with Harry other than just being fixated on, oh my gosh, have I expressed, have I fed him, is he fed enough, and just everything. He just seemed a lot more calmer, he was sleeping. So formula worked better for me, but that might not be the case for your baby. But I am really, really glad also that I did breastfeed. If I had another, I would probably do the same, breastfeed at first and then go to formula. but I wouldn't put as much pressure on myself to breastfeed next time. What else? I also got something called mastitis. So if you are a mum that is breastfeeding and you're starting to feel quite sore, definitely contact your doctor, as what it is blocked ducts of the glands. You will need possibly some antibiotics and hot compresses. I suffered with that. I also lost a lot of weight very fast. So I put on around 4 stone when I was pregnant. I lost that 4 stone within 6 to 10 weeks after having Harry, and I'm a lot thinner than I was even before being pregnant. So for me, that might be some people will like that, but for me, I was already quite slim, and I'm now having to really work hard on putting that weight back on. It almost sucked the life out of me, which is well worth it for Harry to have everything he needs. But obviously make sure you're looking after yourself, because if you're not looking after yourself, it's hard to look after your baby as well and be on form. What else have I got on here? Pain. Okay, so people don't tell you or warn you about the pain of breastfeeding at first. It can be very painful. You will need something called lanolin, or just nipple cream, as it's and especially if you don't get that latch right, it is very sore. Wearing a bra after, but if you get that latch right, and that's why you need to make sure you get the correct support with breastfeeding, contact the right people, see if someone can come and watch your latch. I didn't really get much of that right in the beginning, and I really, I think that's maybe part of why I found it quite difficult. Long feeds. So breastfeeding feeds are a lot longer than a bottle feed, which is great as you get to spend that extra time with your baby. But like I say, especially if you've got more than one child, do not put pressure on yourself to do breastfeeding if you can't, if it just doesn't fit into your lifestyle. The number one thing that used to stress me out a lot about breastfeeding is I didn't know how much Harry was having. The bottle, you can measure it out, that they're having the correct fluids. You sort of don't know that, and you're kind of feeding all the time, so that can put quite a lot of pressure on you. So for me, it was a quite difficult experience, but one I'm glad I did. I think if I didn't have if I wouldn't have tried breastfeeding, I'd look back now and kind of think, oh, Olivia, I probably should have tried that. And like I say, I would probably do it again. I would know more next time. As a first-time mum, you are just not prepared for breastfeeding. Obviously, some people are, and it's exactly what they envisioned. It was just very different to what I thought it was going to be. And I definitely wouldn't put as much pressure on myself next time. So in a nutshell, I breastfed exclusively for 6 weeks. I then breastfed with formula for around 4 to 5 months, and then went straight on to formula, and things then started to click, and I found life much easier for both me and Harry. And just other people could feed him. For me, it worked better to at least combination or formula feed. But like I say again, I totally salute people that exclusively breastfeed for long periods of time. It is really, demanding, but if it works for you, then that is absolutely brilliant, and I have nothing but good things to say about it if it works for you. So I hope that answers any questions, and I hope it doesn't come across like I'm being too negative about it, as I'm not. I'm just giving you my true experience, which is both positive and negative. And I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will make another soon. Hope you all have a great week, and I will see you later. Bye!